Hello folks, Sam from the Giant Tortoise Farm again today. Here I want to talk real quick about how to save your dying baby Sulcata Tortoise. This guy here is weighing about 26 grams. He's down from his usual 36 grams. So he's down about 10 grams. An animal like this is really seriously in trouble. And how do you know when they're in trouble is these little guys are very active. They're always running around, coming out. They're very aggressive feeders. So when you see those guys starting to slow down, you already know you have trouble. And I mean slow down because you don't see them. After you turn on the light, a half an hour later, they should all be running around and everything. And when you feed them, they should all just jump on the food. And when they're not doing that, when they're acting like this guy is doing right here, where he just kind of sits there. If you put some food and walk over to cover it up, but he just sits there with this kind of lazy, lethargic look on his face, and you know he's sick. I did some of the x-rays with my little light that I've showed you in some of my other videos. It's a real nice technique to let you know what's going on inside and if this guy has metabolic bone disease. Now, he does have metabolic bone disease because he doesn't have enough calcium and his body is pulling that calcium from his shell. So, I'm going to have those results in there for you. Now, take a look at his eyes here. You see how one is kind of half shut and one is kind of one is kind of open and one is kind of half shut. You know, it's just another indication this guy he's not really doing well. The fact that he's standing here tells me that, you know, he has a chance because he seems like he has a little bit of strength, which is amazing for the fact that he's 10 grams under the weight that he should be. So what we're going to show you here today is, one, how to diagnose, and I've gone through some of those things. You're looking for the eyes, you're looking for the activity. Two, take a light, shine through his shell so you know what's going on there. Tell if he has metabolic bone disease. Three, we know he's down in his weight. You keep track of the weight of your animals. That way you can tell real quick before they lose 10 grams that, hey, something's wrong, because these guys will gain weight a gram a day. So, you know, you pay attention, and then, okay, when you have a problem, he's probably not suffering from some strange viral disease. People come up with all kinds of wild things, and this is a typical situation where you have one that has failed to thrive. And really what you have going on here is this guy just gets behind because he either has too much food competition, or the light isn't hot enough, somebody moved his cage, something like that, something changed, and so his little world changed, and he started falling behind little by little, not active, not eating, and that's what happens. And this is how these guys get in trouble. I did throw his stool up on a microscope, and he does not have parasites. Okay, folks, I wanted to go over phase 3 here, which was hydrating these animals. This is a way of delivering subcutaneous fluids to these little tiny sulcata hatchlings, and we talked about how you know they're in that condition. So when I turn them over, we just grab their leg just like that. You see, then I just have this little piece of towel paper here I use with a little bit of alcohol. And then right here, I'm going to get in here, Mario. You see right here, I'm just going to go underneath that skin and watch. You see the bubble forming? Whoops. That was it. I had hydrated them earlier, so I really just wanted to demonstrate make a demonstration for you so you can see exactly how easy it is to hydrate them. That's not, like I said, I'd given them an earlier dose, and I wanted to use this as a demonstration so you could actually see the bubble and how easy it is to hydrate them and how easy it was to tube them. That's a wrap from the farm, folks. Take care, everybody. The thing is, what we've got to do here is we soak them, and then I'll show you here when we hydrate them. I'll have to make another video. We just pull this leg back here, and then we're just going sub-Q back here. So you can see that I've done it here, because you see how puffy it is back here? I've just given him his sub-Q fluids for today before I thought I should make this video. But that's a big proponent of getting these guys back again, is you've got to give them fluids. And you got to feed them. I'm going to go through that procedure with you on feeding this guy. We use these little types of feeding tubes. I get the right size. And then there's a couple, I think I'm actually going to use one that's a little smaller. And yeah, right here. So I'll take this one here. And then we're going to measure to the center of his shell. So if he stuck his neck out, this thing would be all the way down before it would actually hit his stomach. So I'm going to get prepared on that, loading up the syringe. And I want to get that tube a little bit lubricated, and then we're going to see if we can actually just tube this guy. Okay, so part 2 of this is we're going to tube feed him. So, you know, if you work the math out, animals eat about 5% of their body weight. And a sick animal, you know, you might start about 2.5% of its body weight. You know, when you get to these small guys, it's real hard doing that math and have it, you know, it's easy to come a little this way or that way. And, you know, sometimes things just don't fit. So on these guys, I kind of just eye it up. And so if you look inside this syringe, it's I have 0.1, 1/10 of an ml, which is 1/10 of a gram. From there, it's just from there to there. I don't know if you can see that. But I kind of look at that, and I look at his shell, his stomach, and I say, you know, that's fine. I think he could eat that. That food was laying there. He could eat that much food. So that's what I'm going to give him. This is just a little baby food that we have. We mix some other vitamins and calciums in it and everything. And then I just use some kind of a lubricating jelly just to get that coated a little bit, to get in there. And once it goes in his throat, you know, I don't want it to be so irritating. So now the trick comes from trying to get it into his mouth. This time I'm going to try to push his legs in behind his head. You see that now? How he can't actually pull his head out because the legs. Oh, I lost a leg. That one leg is there. So this will start me off here. Oops, oops, don't move. Come on, little guy. Gonna be difficult. Wow, you don't want to let go. Come on. Okay, Mary, if you could do me the honors and get that in there. Just hold it right there for me while I come out here. Okay, now I've got to let his head out. His head has to come all the way out. Come on, stick your head out. Stick your head out. There you go. And I'm just going to deliver that dose to him right there. See, nothing's coming up. I could feel I was down in his stomach. He's not choking or anything like that. And we've started that tube feeding process. Ringers, this is the way you save these baby tortoises. You get that heat adjustment moving around. They like it hot, 95, 6, 7, 8 degrees. 86 is not going to cut it. 89 is not going to cut it. And you give this guy a chance to get back. He's not eating. He's not going to start eating by himself. So you hydrate him and you tube feed him. He doesn't have any kind of crazy parasites. He just needs to be hotter and more active, and that will create his appetite. And that's the way you save these baby Sulcata tortoises. We'll keep following up on this. Okay, folks, I wanted to go over phase 3 here, which was these animals. This is a way of delivering subcutaneous fluids to these little tiny Sulcata hatchlings. And we talked about how you know they're in that condition. So when I turn them over, we just grab their leg just like that. You see, then I just have this little piece of towel paper here I use with a little bit of alcohol. And then right here, I'm going to get in here, Mario. You see right here, I'm just going to go underneath that skin and watch. You see the bubble forming? Whoops. That was it. I had hydrated them earlier. Demonstrate you, make a demonstration for you so you can see exactly how easy it is to hydrate them. That's not, like I said, I'd given them an earlier dose, and I wanted to use this as a demonstration so you could actually see the bubble and how easy it is to hydrate them and how easy it was to tube them. That's a wrap from the farm, folks. Take care, everybody.